Hey crafty cuties, welcome back, and if you're new, I'm Jessica. We are going to do an October daily layout for today. This is October 3rd. I have a lot that I want to include for my day, and I wanted to create something that was quick and easy, but that could hold all of this, something that wasn't just an envelope. So I came up with a really quick and simple and very thin accordion folder. You can see here how little this is, and I do have a tutorial on my channel for like a typical bigger accordion file. But this is a lot skinnier and it's really easy. You really don't need a scoreboard for this. If you have one, it helps. But let's just jump in. So to keep this simple, I'm just going to show you how I would make it without a scoreboard. And you're going to need 1 letter size paper, so 8.5 by 11. You are going to need 3 pieces that will be your inserts inside the accordion folder. And these measure 4 inches by 8 inches. And then you're going to need the 2 sides, which are actually like the accordion pieces. And these are 4 inches by 3 3/4. So let's get started. And I should mention, I do have some pieces cut out already to kind of mat my accordion folder. So let me reach over here. So you can see, like on this one, I went ahead and matted it with some pretty paper, and you can go ahead and use your main piece with a decorative paper. That would be probably quicker and easier, but I just like the look of matting it, so I do have those. But basically we are just going to make a couple folds, and I am going to fold this at 4 1/4. So you can see I'm just going to take my ruler here and I'm going to find where 4 1/4 is. Now this does not have to be perfect, so I'm not even going to mark that. I just know where it is, and I'm just going to fold up, and I'm just lining this edge right up there so that it's straight. And you, like I said, you really don't even have to worry about that measurement being specific. You can mess around with it and make it a different size if you want. And then this one, I'm just going to fold all the way down so that it kind of, the fold meets up with the top of this right here. And that was super simple. So there we go. And you're basically done minus the little accordion pieces. So there is our folder, and we're just going to take the 2 side pieces, which are going to be the accordion pieces. Now I won't use my scoreboard. What am I thinking? I am wanting to make folds at every 1/4 inch. So I will use a pin for this, and this is where a scoreboard would definitely help. But it's okay if you don't have it. So if you don't have one, then I'm just going to mark lightly on here where 1/4 inch is, and that's where I'm going to fold back and forth. So, and again, this really doesn't have to be perfect either. I just know these are the measurements that are going to give me the number of inserts that I would like to have. So for every dot, I am going to make a fold. And basically just going to fold back and forth. And once you actually get your first fold, you really don't have to pay attention to your marks. You can just line it up with this first one. So that would actually be a little tip, is just to mark the first 1/4 inch, and then you'll just fold back and forth all the way until you get to the end. Since I do want to make this video kind of quick, I am going to use my scoreboard, but I think you guys get the idea how easy that is without one. And I'll just continue this all the way down. So once you have your accordion pieces ready, you are just going to glue them in here to the sides like so. So I'm going to start out, I'm using wet glue. I just really like that you have a little bit of wiggle time, and I don't know, I just always mess up when I'm using like regular tape adhesive. So I'm just going to messily put glue on both ends, and basically just going to line the very last flap up down here at the bottom fold, and there we go. And I don't put this flap all the way to the edge. I don't measure it either. I just kind of eyeball it and have a little bit of space, and I put way too much glue. So I'll go ahead and do this side. And so yeah, when I came up with this idea last night, and I wasn't filming, it took under 10 minutes to make this, and I don't know, I just think it's kind of a fun piece to add in your October daily, for sure. I love having like flaps and things to open and envelopes and things like that, so definitely be on the lookout because I will be posting. I'm going to try and come up with lots of fun different interactive pieces to put in my October daily, and then I'll just glue the tops to this piece. And kind of have to press down here, and you can just press down on here, and I should be doing these both at the same time. And then I basically just kind of squeeze on each side, not gonna focus for you, just to make sure that it is glued in place. I ended up making mine a little bit crooked, you can see. I'm not a perfectionist, so that doesn't bother me, and I want this to be quick. So once we are done there, your accordion folder is done and ready to go. I'm actually going to be hole punching mine to fit it in the album. If you didn't want to hole punch your actual folder, you could definitely adhere it to another piece of paper that's in your folder. But like I said, I'm going to match mine, so I'm going to go ahead and add these pieces. And I absolutely messed that up. It's totally crooked, but that's okay. And then I'll go ahead and add this to the top flap. It's one of those days, guys, where like everything I'm doing is turning out like poop. Okay, so there we go. We'll just call that good. You're good to go, so you can just add your inserts, and it's up to you if you want to glue yours in. I'm going to keep mine removable because I'm actually going to decorate the pieces that are in there. So I'll show you how I'm going to decorate them. So I'm actually going to be using this accordion folder for my day, for my layout. And I am just going to kind of quickly show you how I will decorate my little inserts that will be inside the accordion folder. I am just keeping this really simple. I'm not going to do too much embellishing, but I am just going to kind of adhere these photos down to the inserts, the masks. And I think I will also include a little treat bag that will hold this letter. I wrote a letter to him and some leaves that we picked on this day. And this day was his first day at a new preschool. We basically had to change preschools because the first one that he was going to was crap. And if you want to know more about it, I talk about it on my vlog channel. So anyways, I definitely wanted to document the day, and I had tons of photos, so I figured this is a pretty good way to document if you have a lot of things. Now, let's see, maybe I will add a journaling card to one side. I'm not going to do any more journaling because I did write him a letter, and I wrote him a letter in the style of a day in the life. So I basically started out the letter by telling him, hey, this is your first day at a new preschool. This is what your day looked like. If you guys are interested to hear it, maybe I'll read it at the end. But so I'm just gonna trim this down. I like this little cute fox. Might as well add him in somewhere. So I hope that this gives you guys an idea for something fun and different to do in your October daily. And I mean, you could use this accordion folder for a ton of projects. I just feel like it's so much quicker and more simple than the bigger accordion folder that I've had a tutorial for. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll still link that one below. It is a really cool accordion folder, but this seems to fit a lot better. And I'm just gonna go ahead and adhere these down. Since I want to keep the leaves and the letter is going to be kind of just floating around, I'm going to use this little glassine bag, and I'm going to put his letter. And if you're curious, I printed the letter on vellum. I just thought it was kind of fun and different. And then I'll put the leaves in here. The leaves are probably going to end up getting kind of crushed and crumbly, so maybe I'll think of a way to preserve those better. If you guys have any tips, or if you know like a way to preserve leaves, I guess, let me know. But I think that will be okay. And then basically, I'm just going to stick the inserts in here. I am going to do a little bit more embellishing on the front. I'll do that in a moment, but I just kind of want to show you how easy these fit in. And I'm not going to glue mine down just because I want to be able to take them out to look at, but you get the idea. And then I can hole punch down here, and I will hole punch before I put the inserts in. So I did want to add a little bit more to the front here, and I was thinking about adding some little brads so that I can close this with some thread. So if I do that, I would just need to poke a little hole, which I think I will do. So I went ahead and added the 2 brads, and then I just took some baker's twine and wrapped it around the top one. I hole punched it here, and now I'm going to go ahead and put my insert, or my, my accordion folder in here. And then I will put my pieces in to see. I realized that maybe hole punching wasn't going to work too well with the inserts, so we can test this out. And I'm really not even going to use the accordion pieces as I normally would. I'm just going to stick them in there. That's fine. Okay, great. So I'm going to just wrap this around to keep it tied shut, and there we go. Very fun. I'm going to add my little number 3 right up here, I think. And I was going to possibly embellish the front, but I feel like there's enough going on. I feel like there's going to be a lot of embellishing happening in this book, and there's a lot going on inside the folder. So I am just going to keep it there, and I think I'll put the 3 down here. I really love these little numbers. Super cute. So there we go, guys. That was quick and easy. And there we go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you found it helpful. If you end up making one of these really simple accordion folders, let me know. I would love to see photos on Instagram. You can follow me at I'm a Cool Mom with zeros instead of O's. All one word, I'm a Cool Mom. So thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Dear Alistair, today was your first day of a new preschool. We had previously started a different preschool a couple weeks ago, but we decided it wasn't a good fit. You did so well today, you were a bit nervous when it was time for me to leave, but let me rewind, and I'll tell you what a typical day is like for you at the tender age of 4.5. October 3rd, 2016, 7:05 a.m. I heard you rustling around in your room, so I walked in to see that you had turned on your light and excitedly exclaimed, "Oh good, is it morning? I thought it might be night still." I let you know that it was, and it was time to get out of bed to get ready for school. You were in a great mood, as you normally are in the mornings. You came out to wake up for a bit, and while you were watching Goldie and Bear, you ate some breakfast. I gave you a platter, as you called it, which was your favorite type of meal. It consisted of a bagel with cream cheese, apples, raspberries, granola, and a little chocolate donut with a fruit smoothie. You told me, "Oh, Mommy, I better not eat that donut. I will just eat the healthy items. I don't want to have a tummy ache for my first day of school." I smiled and proudly took the donut off. You were very good at choosing healthy options. You loved treats, but you were always mindful of what food you ate. 7:50 a.m. You asked to vlog and tell our subscribers that you were excited about your new Batman lunch bag and water bottle. And then we took a few photos outside. You posed as if you had done it a million times. And you had. You loved the camera just as I did, and I still do. 8:25 a.m. We are on our way to school, and you point out all the things happening on the road. You point out a cute squirrel looking for some snacks, a truck that was parked halfway onto the sidewalk, and then there was something that really caught your eye. It was a homeless man with a sign asking for food. We often handed out food to the homeless, but we were on the opposite side of the road this time. You asked me to turn around, and you had a lot of sadness in your eyes as I mentioned we didn't have time. You said, well, can we do it after school? And can you grab a care package at home before you get me? And I promised I would. 8:45 a.m. Time for school. You had never met Teacher Nancy before, but you were excited and anxious. When we arrived, you saw your best friend, Asa, and you had a big smile on your face. As we walked in, you told me you were very nervous, and I promised I would stay for a little bit. You played around, checking to make sure I was there every few minutes. I have to say, I love that you need me so much. I love that I'm so special to you, and I love that I get to be your mommy. 9:25 a.m. I had been trying to leave for a bit, and you kept begging me to stay. You said, I will miss you too bad, Mommy. I'm way too nervous. But I assured you I would be back and that it was okay to feel nervous. Asa came over and he showed you that he was there for you. Teacher Nancy jumped in and she made conversation with you. She asked if you could help her shut the heavy door as I left. You calmed down and you agreed. I left and you did great. 12:30 p.m. I came back to pick you up and you were dressed in a fireman's suit and you were excited to see me. You told me how much fun you had and you listed off many things you did. We left from preschool and headed off to run some errands. You asked about the care package, but that mommy brain got to me and I had forgot. You forgave me and told me we could try again later and that would make you happy. We went to Target to get some things for the home, a small toy for you because I'm a sucker, and then the post office. 2:30 p.m. As we arrived home, you told me that you would like to have a quiet time in your room. You love quiet times. You played quietly in your room for an hour, and then I came in to see if you wanted to come out and play with me. You said you needed a longer break. You are just like me. I get so exhausted after hanging out with live people too. 4:30 p.m. You were finally ready to come out and hang out with Mama. We played dress up and Transformers. You helped me prepare dinner that night, and you played some more with your toys. We ended the night with some cuddles on the couch. 7:30 p.m., bedtime. You asked me to tell you a story, and we called Daddy on Skype as he was traveling from work this week. You told him about your day, and you told him how much you loved him, and you couldn't wait to see him. That's what a typical day is like for us, baby boy. I love you, Mama.